So let me get this straight. A woman pretends to be a teenager to work through her high school trauma. A teacher falls in love with a student and then is angry when he finds out that she's an adult. And everyone's just like, "Aw, cute, they're perfect for each other." Groomer meets groomer. Congrats to Jeffrey and Ghislaine, I guess. This creepy little romantic tragedy is about a 25-year-old reporter who goes undercover as a high school student for a story she's working on. Because apparently asking teenagers what's going on in their lives is way too much work, sure, let's send in the adult woman undercover. Not sketchy at all. I have 2 kids in high school, and maybe that's why this movie hits different, but I can't for the life of me understand why any adult in their right mind would come up with something like this. It plays out like a predator's fantasy, hiding in plain sight while everyone cheers you on. Enter Josie. Day 1 at school, and she shows up looking like a literal corpse. See, it's not that she's unfuckable because she's nerdy and weird. She's the type of person that corrects people's grammar. The problem is she doesn't seem to have any personality outside of, "I'm smarter than everyone." Her trauma? She was bullied in high school and, to be fair, experienced some pretty severe public humiliation. She sees a teenage boy and he reminds her of the boy that she had a crush on in high school, and so instantly she develops a crush on him. We're already off the rails. Also, can we talk about this fantasy version of high school? Why is she reading this poem out loud in the middle of class? Who let her do this? Did this actually happen at anyone's school? Because it seemed to happen a lot in movies. We get the classic prom queen subplot, the makeover arc, the social hierarchy climb, but it's all through the lens of a grown woman pretending to be a kid. And I don't know, that's not somebody that I really want to be rooting for. Then there's her brother. He sees a photo of teenage girls and says, "Damn, these are high school girls? We got some underage hotties on our hands." And that's when he decides to enroll himself in high school as a student because he wants in on it. Later, he starts dating a student, a literal child. And instead of reporting it or being disgusted by it, Josie listens to this girl talk about how she wants to lose her virginity to him, her adult brother. Josie doesn't even care. She says something about penguins and then uses it as an opportunity to fantasize about the teacher that she has a crush on. Josie's brother decides to show up to prom with no pants on for some reason, and we're all just supposed to laugh. After Josie outs them during the prom, he pretends as if he's the victim in all of this. Anyway, his punishment for posing as a teenager and dating a child is he becomes the school's baseball coach. Because you know the drill. Predators get promoted. Now let's talk about the real villain, the teacher. Yes, I am talking about you, Mr. Coulson. He falls for Josie when he thinks she's a teenager. He gets jealous, he gives her relationship advice, he even talks about his own relationship to her, which we all know is grooming 101. And when Josie finally reveals that she's an adult, he freaks out and he runs away because he knows he messed up. But the movie spins it like, "Oh, poor guy, he's heartbroken." No, the real story here, a high school teacher preyed on a student. Period. Front page. Let's be real. The central message of this movie is not about healing or metamorphosis. It's not about journalism, and it's definitely not about girl power or feminism. It's about proving that women are only made complete with public validation and a kiss from a man. Just like Sleeping Beauty or Snow White, except now the kiss looks like her idea. Josie doesn't care about her job. She doesn't care about ethics. She just wants someone, anyone, to erase the pain that she went through in high school. And listen, I know that bullying can wreck people. If this were real life, I'd want to fight everyone who did this to her. Drew Barrymore sells it. She can cry in any movie, and I'll cry too. But Josie's arc feels hollow. Her big final speech to the bullies in the end rings especially false when you take into consideration they're actually teenagers. Of course they're immature. They're supposed to be. Meanwhile, she's the grown woman who spent months cosplaying as one of them to manipulate them. She has no right to tell them what life is like after high school. Maybe I'm reaching. I know this movie was a huge deal when it came out. We all loved it. It's part of our nostalgia. But watching it now, it's impossible to ignore the way it glorified power imbalances. And the audience is told, it's okay. This time, it's true love. Maybe if the world were in a better place, if predators didn't run schools, churches, studios, and entire governments, we could look at this movie and laugh and say, wow, what a wild time. But we can't, because we still live in a world that protects dangerous people. Never been kissed, you've been sentenced to life without parole. Now go to your cell and think about what you've done.